right, guys. We are live with another one, guys. All right. We are live with another one, and you already know what it is, guys. There's a lot of breaking news that has been broken. But let me start off from the top, guys. All right. Let's start off with, this weekend's, UFC Fight Night card headline by Ian Gary and Carlos Prates. Let me start from the very beginning. Okay, I went 10-4 with my UFC fight predictions for that night. Okay, I went 10-4 for my UFC fight predictions for UFC Fight Night, headlined by Ian Gary and Carlos Prates, which brings my 2025 UFC fight predictions. It brings it to 82-60. We are making way. We are above 500, and we are definitely getting more dubs than L's. So as it stands right now for 2025 with my UFC fight predictions, I repeat, guys, I am 82-60. All right. So that's a good look. That's a good look, right? But let's keep getting these dubs, man. I was literally screaming hammer fist in front of the TV. Oh, you talk. Oh man, uh, uh, who wasn't? Who wasn't, man? Who wasn't? You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Um, but let's talk about that, guys. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. The headliner, Ian Gary and Carlos Prates. If you watch my UFC fight predictions, guys, if you watch my vids, you would know that, guys. I said Ian Gary has an ability to make great fights look just like trash. He just makes fights look very boring. It's just that's not. I said it. I said it then and I say it again, guys. That's no knock on Ian Gary. No knock on the guy. That is an ability. He has an ability to make great fights just look boring. And that's kind of what happened with this fight. That's kind of what happened with this fight, man. Ian Gary paced the fight according to him. Yeah, man. That's basically what happened, man. That's basically what, in my opinion, that's basically what happened. You know what I mean? Ian Gary made the fight boring, and the way he made the fight boring was by, you know, utilizing his technique, utilizing his movements. He was using a lot of lateral movements to get away from Carlos. He wouldn't let Carlos Prates have a set read. Ian Gary was doing a good job of mixing it up. Um, I mean, Ian Gary went for like damn near 200 takedowns. Didn't complete one of them, I believe. But it was there. It was there as a disturber. To disturb Carlo Prates, momentum basically. And yeah, it worked. It worked all the way up until the fifth round where Carlo Prates actually, turned it on and almost finished the fight. I just don't know what happened, but uh, you know, pure domination from Ian Gary. Congratulations to him. But like I said, it wasn't like it. I thought the fight was going to be much more entertaining, but I knew going into this fight that Ian Gary has that ability to just make fights look boring, and that's kind of what happened with that one. How you doing, man? How you doing? But Prate's volume was horrible. He should have thrown more rather than hunting for KO. Yeah, you know what I mean? And you gotta look at guys, you gotta look at it from Carlos Prates' perspective, you know what I mean? Carlos Prates has never been 5 rounds in a UFC main event. He's never been 5 rounds in a UFC main event. And I bet you Carlos Prates knew that he was going to go later into the rounds with Ian Gary just because Ian Gary is that type of guy. He just is. You know what I mean? If almost all of Ian Gary fights go all the rounds. You know what I mean? So I bet he knew going into that fight he was gonna be, it was gonna be one of those fights that it was gonna stick around for a while, and you're gonna have to go into those championship rounds. And most likely, Carlos Prates just didn't want to expose himself by throwing a lot of volume and then eventually getting tired in the later rounds. That's my belief, to why Carlos Prates wasn't throwing a lot of volume. And, he kind of was just following Ian Gary around and, you know, kind of being dog walked out there, to be honest. Guys, guys, once again, guys, if you watch my vids, okay, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate you guys for supporting. But guys, if you guys watch my vids, okay, I said, okay, that no disrespect to Anthony Smith, I think Anthony Smith, he's a great analyst. He's a great commentator. The way he breaks down fights, he actually has a real strong ability in that area. But when it comes to this mixed martial arts thing, this fighting stuff, he should have been retired. He should have retired 5 fights ago, in my opinion. Anthony Smith is a walking L. I said it in my past videos. Okay, like I said, no disrespect to the guy, but he's a walking L. You want somebody to come along and take an L on short notice? Call on Anthony Smith, guys. Okay, that's your guy. Guaranteed he'll pick up the phone, and guaranteed he'll take the L. Okay, and I already said going into this fight he was gonna lose. I said he was gonna lose. Every bone in my body knew that Anthony Smith was gonna lose this fight. Just pure guaranteed. Okay, and he kind of looked the same way. No disrespect to the guy, but he kind of looked the same way. He takes L's better than any other mixed martial arts fighter that I ever seen in my life, guys. He's the only guy that can come into an octagon and just purely get dominated, take a couple hits, fall to the ground, and curl up in a fetal position. All right, and take that out. But you know what's even funnier, guys? What I thought was even crazier than that fight, and what was even crazier, that Anthony Smith, we're in 2025, and the UFC has Anthony Smith as a co-main event in a UFC fight night, guys. What's even more crazier than that is that Anthony Smith got a walk-off ceremony retirement video. You know what I mean? They were showing highlights of Anthony Smith at the end of the fight. Like I said, no disrespect to the guy, but who the fuck is this guy? I mean, like I said, no disrespect to him, but I just don't understand how it just doesn't make sense to me. How does Anthony Smith get a nice video, retirement ceremony type of thing, and one of the greatest heavyweights to ever grace the octagon, and Stipe Miocic, he literally didn't even get a goodbye. He basically got, have a good one. Guys, the level of disrespect. I don't understand it now. I just don't understand it. Smith seems to move to fail takedowns and roll like ball and absorb damage. Oh, God. I agree with you. I agree with you wholeheartedly. With everything that you just said right there. Okay? Like I said, I knew Anthony Smith was going to lose this fight. There was no way Anthony Smith was going to win this fight, okay? Like I said, Anthony Smith should have retired 5 fights ago. All right? I don't know who's doing this favors. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know what Anthony Smith is doing right now. Okay, to have his family going to the octagon like it was some nice ceremony, and for the audacity, guys, for the audacity for this man. Look, like I said, I'll say it again. No disrespect to Anthony Smith, but for the audacity for Anthony Smith to actually say that if he was a younger, he could have beaten his opponent, he's out of fucking control. He's out of line for that one. He's out of line for that one. Ming Yang should have just tackled him right there, and should have caved in his face right into the octagon, because when I was listening to him talk and I heard that, I'm like, what is this guy talking about? This guy's talking like he was a fucking champion for years and held down a division. The fuck are you talking about, bro? Disgusting. Psst. Literally, Mitchell Waterson got retirement ceremony, but Stipe didn't. It's crazy. It's crazy to me, man. I don't get it, guys. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense in my brain. You know what I mean? But then again, I guess my brain doesn't have the capacity to understand stupidity. You know what I mean? So that is just the truth. You know what I mean? That is just the truth. I don't know what the UFC is doing right now, but that's crazy, man. How you doing, man? How you doing? Hopefully you're having a good one, man. Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys, okay? Like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, okay? But, yeah, guys, I don't know. I don't know what the hell the UFC is doing right now. They got me confused. These motherfuckers are doing the Harlem Shake more than the P. Diddy move. You know what I mean? But we got a couple, exciting fights on our way. Okay, that the UFC actually, announced. Good. How are you? I'm good, man. I'm good. I can't complain, man. I cannot complain. I mean, it's, it's Monday. It's Monday, and I'm kicking the shit out of Monday right now. Okay, all right. If this was the start of the week, I'm beating the shit out of Monday right now. So I can't complain, man. I really can't. Figgy is a big underdog against Sandhagen. What's your opinion on that fight? What's my opinion on Figgy and Sandhagen? Let me see. Let me look at this fight much more closely here. Let me look at both men. Let me look at their eyes. Let me see who wants to really kill each other more. Let me see. Honestly, I'm just gonna be real with you. This is gonna be a really, really tough fight for. This is gonna be a tough fight for both men, but I think the person who wins. I won't give you my full predictions just yet because I gotta give you, you know what I mean. But I think the person who wins is the person who has the better game plan. I could tell you that much. I won't tell you who's gonna win just yet, just because I still have to do my UFC fight predictions. But I will tell you, this is going to be a tough fight for both men. But the person who is going to win is the person who goes in with the better game plan. Guaranteed. All right? Guaranteed. I said I'll be back. Oh, that's what's up, man. You back. You back like Arnold. All right? You are back like Arnold, man. But yeah, guys, moving on from that one. That was a good question, man. That was a good question. I like that question. I'm excited to see Usman and Buckley. That's one fight that I am excited to see. And it's crazy because we're going to have some great fights, happening. We got UFC 316. That's, that card is coming along really well. And then we got, Usman versus Buckley, UFC Fight Night. That's like literally a week after UFC 316. And then another UFC Fight Night right after, right after Usman and Buckley, and that's Hill versus Roundtree. I mean, there's a ton of cards right now that are well, not cards, but there's a ton of fights happening back to back that are very, very exciting. And for some odd reason, Usman looks older in this picture on UFC.com. I don't know what it is. Sandhagen game plan would have been outside foot battle, uh, beaker and test tubes. You crazy. Did you see Eddie Hall fight? Did you see the Eddie Hall fight? Yes, 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 yes. I believe I did. I mean, yeah. Buckley is clearing all the uncles of the division. Yeah, he kind of is. He kind of is. You know what I mean? And good for him, man. Good for Buckley. You know what I mean? Good for Buckley. To be honest with you, he's on a tear. He really is on a tear. He's on a good winning streak right now. He really put it together, and he beats Usman, man. I mean, I, I mean, shit. He beats Usman. I don't even think he needs to fight one more time. He's gonna be right there for a title shot if he beats Usman. That's my opinion, though. I don't know how y'all feel about that. The illegal hits in the back of the head, crazy. That happens, man. That happens, man. Like these refs are out of control, man. These refs are out of control. I'm just being real. These refs are out of control. Same shit that happened with uh, with Michael Chandler and Charles Oliveira. Same situation. Fucking about 13 to 17, unanswered back of the head shots, and the referee's right there just looking at it like nothing is happening. Fucking, your job is to protect these fighters, and what are you doing? Just looking at it happening. Just fucking idiot. Imagine Buckley instantly knee stomping Usman. Oh man, that would be crazy. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. But it's been fucking damn near almost 2 years since almost 2 years since Usman has fought. So I mean, Buckley has been active, man, and I tell you what, the active man usually wins. Eddie Hall should have been disqualified. Yeah, man, shoulda, coulda, woulda, man. But these refs, they need to be fired and then rehired. All right, they need to get real fucking referees in there who know how to ref. All right, and they need to get real judges in there that know how to judge as well. These I don't know what the hell. I don't know who the hell they're hiring. You know what I mean? These people are fucking basically off the street. What's good, OE? I'm good, man. I'm good, Mars. Thank you for asking. I can't complain, man. Hopefully you're having a good one, man. How you been? Haven't seen you around the corners, man. What's going on here, man? What's going on, Mars? You haven't been around. All right, I had to put uh, excuse me, an APB on your ass, and still couldn't find you. And now, you know what I mean. When I'm not looking for you anymore, you pop out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like a sad ex girlfriend. What's going on, Mars? How you been? All right. Now I'm just playing around, but yeah, man. Hopefully you're having a good one, bro. The rest should be fired too. That's what I'm talking about, man. All right. The refs, the UFC needs some revamping. You know what I mean? But unfortunately, that's not the UFC to on the UFC to do list. They have other things that they're trying to do right now, like get a TV deal, because right now, their negotiation with ESPN is that's there is no negotiation with ESPN. I just wonder where the UFC end up. Is it gonna be Netflix? Is it gonna be like Amazon Prime or something, or is it gonna be like a mixture of places? I don't know, man. It's gonna be if it is gonna be like that, it's just gonna be confusing as fuck, and it's gonna be even harder to be a fan. I can tell you that much. Oh yeah, guys. Another thing I wanted to talk about. I'm good, bro. Just change of schedule. That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. No worries, bro. No worries, bro. No worries, Mars. I understand. I understand what you're talking about. You know, a lot of excuses I'm hearing out of you. A lot of excuses. You know what I mean? A lot of excuses talking about you change the schedule here, huh? All right, man. All right. We'll leave it right there, man. We'll leave it right there, man. All right. You don't have to tell me the truth, okay? Nah, I'm fucking with you. But yeah, man, guys. One of the fights that I actually I'm not excited to watch again is Holloway versus Poirier, Dustin Poirier. I don't want to watch that fight. I watched that fight already. What, twice? Yeah, about two times already. You know what I mean? I don't want to watch it again. But you know the UFC is gonna do their own thing, and obviously they rebooked it. Holloway versus Pereira. You know, Dustin Pereira. You know, July 19th. I don't know what the fuck the UFC's thinking, man. All right, I don't know what the UFC's thinking, but honestly, I already told you guys. If you watch my vids, I told you guys I really wanted to see Dustin Poirier versus Kobe Covington. They're kind of in the same spot in their careers where Dustin Poirier is kind of retiring and Kobe Covington is kind of coming to the end of the widths of his career. So I'm just like, that fight, there's already heat behind that fight. They had drama, you know, within their gym. It would have been a perfect fight for Dustin Poirier and Kobe Covington. But you know, the UFC, you know, they have other plans. I don't know who the fuck is in charge of putting these fights together, but they're trash. I do not want to see Holloway and Dustin again. And who sounds like a sad ex-girlfriend now? I know, right? I know. You can see the ref watching him hitting him in the back of the head. I know. What am I telling you, man? What am I telling? I told you the refs literally stand right there and watch illegal shit happen. All right, a person literally there could be a fight happening right in the octagon, and one of the fighters in the octagon could stop right what they're doing. Okay, pull out an 8 ball. Okay, and snort the whole thing, and the ref would not do shit. Okay, that's how bad refereeing is in the UFC sometimes. Okay, and the judges are horrible. All right. Dustin via patio would have been nice. No, I don't want to watch that fight either. That it just doesn't make sense. I like fights that make sense, and to me, Patty versus Dustin doesn't really make sense because I mean, shit. Like I said, Dustin is on his way out. You know, Patty is not on. He's not on the way out. Patty is on the way up. You know, he's trying to get the belt. He's trying to get the belt and, you know, be a champion. And Dustin is not a slouch, man. You're not going to go into that octagon and push him around. You're just not going to do that. So that's a tough fight for Patty. In my opinion, it should have been Dustin versus Colby. That's a terrific fight. Max could have fought somebody else. There's other people he could have fought. I mean, the fuck is going on? I mean, they could have put Max versus Dan Hooker. That fight would have been a banger. You know, the both men are gonna keep it standing. I mean, I just these fucking guys, man. I don't know what they're doing. It could have been a double retirement fight versus Colby. That's my opinion. That's what I'm saying. It could have been a double retirement fight. Both guys retire after the fight. Well, why not? Why not? You know what I mean? This fight doesn't make sense to me. Holloway versus Dustin doesn't make sense to me. Just don't. For real. Anyway, I'm gonna go. Remember, always come back. Peace. That's what's up, man. Bless, man. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Thank you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate you, man. Thank you. Like and subscribe, guys, if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys, okay? Thank you so much. I appreciate you. One love. One love, all right? But anyways, guys, yeah, I just, yeah, I would have liked to see something else. I would have liked to see Dustin fight somebody else. I don't know. This is like this is one of those fights that I'm looking at it and I'm like, it does just, I don't know. There's no excitement thereafter. Like usually, come on, you know for a fact when you see Max Holloway on a card, you're getting excited. You're like, holy fuck, yo, this is crazy. This is gonna be a fucking terrific card, right? Or a terrific fight. But I'm looking at this and I'm like, I'm not excited about it. The Max vs. Devin fight feels like an exhibition. They don't want to give Poirier a proper contender because they'll say he only beat a retired fighter. Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that. I agree. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know why they put this fight together. I'm looking at this fight right now, and I don't like it. I do not like this fight. I don't. I don't. That's a tough sell. That's a tough sell for me. Somebody say, yo, yo, what's up? What's up? What's going on? What is going on? Shout out. Shout out to who? Shout out to who, bruh? Let me see who's on this Usman and Buckley card. Let's see this. Let's see who's on this. Oh, okay. Rose Namajunas is fighting on this card versus Maverick. That's gonna be a good fight. I think Vicente Luque is fighting someone. I can't remember. I don't see him on this card. But who's Vicente Luque fighting? I did see him. I did see him somewhere. And he did say he was fighting. Where did I see him? I don't know. I can't remember. Hello, my fellow brown brother. How you doing, man? What's going on? How you doing? Welcome, welcome. Another thing I want to talk about, guys, real fast, you know what I mean? Luque is fighting Holland. Oh, good one. Yes, he is. Yes, yes, he is. That is the fight that I saw. I saw that. Yeah, he's fighting Kevin Holland. Vicente Luque is fighting Kevin Holland. That's going to be a stand-up fight. And, yeah. Yeah, we shall see. But anyways, guys, there's another thing I want to talk about, and it's the press conference with Dana White. And, man, I don't know why they're still asking about Jon Jones versus Tom Aspinall. I don't fucking understand it, guys. Why don't they understand that Dana White is selling you wolf tickets? Tom Aspinall and Jon Jones will never fight. That fight is not happening. Okay? Guarantee that fight is not happening. So for all these people out there for asking Dana White, hey, is Jon Jones and Tom Aspinall still in the works? And Dana White is like, yeah, of course that fight is still in the works. We're just touching it up in a few corners. You know what I mean? I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Can you give him a 90-degree hit right to the fucking balls, please? Disgusting. The lies. But anyways, that's really what I wanted to say about the Dana White situation with the press conference. That's the only one that hit me kind of like, are you serious? You're still trying to sell that Tom Aspinall versus Jon Jones wolf ticket shit? Fuck out of here. I agree. Dana doesn't make the super fights anymore. No, he don't. Hell no. Why doesn't Jones retire? I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question. I have no idea why. I was surprised they announced UFC 318 before UFC 317. Like, what the F? Yeah, I'm telling you, the UFC they're working backwards, bro. They're working backwards. They are working backwards. I don't know who's in charge. I'm telling you, they need to revamp everything. You know what I mean? They need to revamp everything. All right? Because some of the shit that they're doing is kind of off. The Ultimate Fighter having DC with, you know, having DC and Chael Sonnen as the Ultimate Fighter coaches, way off. That shit, whoever put that shit together, they should be fired right fucking now, because that shit is not gonna be entertaining. All right, that's not. I'm gonna watch the first episode, you know what I mean, and see if it's entertaining, see if it could captivate me somehow. But I bet you it won't, and it's just gonna give me more material to get on here and you know, nitpick with the UFC. DDP versus who wins? Chimaev is gonna win, and that was rumors, guys. That was rumors. DDP is not injured. He's not injured. That fight is still on the go, and it is gonna happen. At least that's what you know, DDP said, and Dana White said as well. But Chimaev wins that fight, guys. Chimaev wins that fight. None of the fighters want to be active anymore, and they want to move up after doing nothing in one weight division. I agree with you, James. I agree with you 100%. 100,000%. You know, these days, these fighters, you know, they're not even, it's not like the old school days where, you know, GSP, Anderson Silva, Chuck Liddell, BJ Penn, I mean, all these great fighters, Demetrius Johnson, all these great fighters, they dominated their division. You know what I mean? And we don't have that, you know, pure one guy who just stays in his division and dominates right now. You know what I mean? A lot of these belts are being, you know, passed around. You know, besides, you know, Islam, there's not a lot of that going on. There's not a lot of that going on. Oh yeah, apparently DDP isn't injured. No, he's not. No, he's not. I think they did that so we don't question how Conor didn't fight Chandler. So now basically coaches don't fight. It's pathetic, guys. It's pathetic, man. It's pathetic. Whatever the reason is why, whatever the reason is, find that son of a bitch guy who put that together and fire him, because Chael Sonnen and DC as Ultimate Fighter coaches, in my head, is just not entertaining. Apparently, UFC is posting fights before the fighters actually sign the contract. That's crazy. Holy shit, that is crazy. That's nuts. UFC better stop doing that. They're gonna get a big ass lawsuit. That's what they're gonna get. You know what I mean? But who cares, right? They're making more money than fucking hand over fist. I'll tell you that much. But guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. All right. I think there should be a system where fighters have to fight each other depending on rankings or something. I mean, that's the way it used to be. You know what I mean? That's the way it used to be. That's honestly, that's the way it used to be. I don't know what type of system they're gonna be following. You know, moving forward. But you know, we shall see. We shall see. To be honest, I forgot. I forgot his name, but they just gave him Hall of Fame status recently for Ultimate Fighter. Hall of Fame status. Who you talking about? Who are you talking about? Does Max or DDP win this trilogy? Does Max or DDP win this trilogy? I don't get the or DDP win this trilogy. I don't get that. But does Max win the trilogy? I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough one for me. I don't know. UFC holding big super fights until the Netflix deal as a bargain to get more money. That could be possible, James. That could be a possibility. Honestly, you know what I mean. The UFC has done sleazier things, so you know what I mean. I wouldn't be surprised if they have that one under their, you know, their sleeves, waiting to pull that card once they're ready to sign a contract with another organization for a TV deal. I'll tell you that much. Max or Dustin? I don't know, man. I don't know about that. I really don't know about that fight right there. You know what I mean? I can't even get myself to predict this. I really can't. I can't even get myself to predict it. Just because I do not like this fight. I do not like this fight at all. So I don't know, man. I don't know, but good luck to both men. I think his name is Craig. He was inducted into the Hall of Fame for co-creating the Ultimate Fighter. Oh, okay. Well, good for him, man. Good for I don't good for him, but I need to get that guy's email. That's what I need to do. I need to get that guy's email, and I need to write him a fucking letter. Okay, approximately 2 paragraphs long. Nothing more, nothing less. And I need to tell this son of a bitch of how horrible they're doing his business, his Ultimate Fighter. Okay, how horrible they're doing that. Because right now they're fucking it in the ass. It's terrible. Um, do you feel like there's been a change since the WWE buyout? Yeah, 100%, 100%. There's definitely been a change, especially for like how many fighters are getting signed. And the what is it? The level of experience that these fighters are coming into the UFC with as well. I see a lot of fighters that they don't belong in the UFC. I'm just being honest with you, they don't. But somehow they made it into the UFC one way or another, and I'm just like, what? Why? How? And I'm seeing that a lot more. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Maybe the first Ultimate Fighter season I can see, but recent ones been lame. Yeah, man, the recent ones have been lame. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been not only lame, it's just not entertaining at all. You know what I mean? Pure trash, to be honest. That's the reason why I wanted Strickland and Adesanya to be the Ultimate Fighter coaches, because I mean, you need people on the Ultimate Fighter who are gonna be captivating and entertaining, and I think when it comes to whatever you want to say about the guy, but Sean Strickland, he could say some shit. You know what I mean? And he could bring attention to your screen, and not only that, but he's entertaining. You know what I mean? With the level of disrespect that he's willing to douche out basically. That would have been very entertaining to have Strickland as a coach. And to have his adversary be Adesanya, I mean, look at Adesanya is very entertaining as well. It would have been, captivating watching him be a coach and watching, his coaches actually train and trying to teach and compete against Strickland. Man, that shit would have been so entertaining. But the UFC, they know better. They know better, and unfortunately, now they got DC and Chael Sonnen. That's what the fuck they did. They fucking put their minds together, and they came up with just pure trash. They gave Anthony Smith a whole video send off after his fight, but gave Stipe nothing at all. Yeah, we mentioned that early on the live, man. It was tragic, man. It was fucking pure trash. When I saw Anthony Smith and all those highlights, I said to myself, number one, why are they not showing the main highlight? They should show the main highlight, and the main highlight should be the dead body that Anthony Smith is curling up into fetal position, taking punishment after punishment after punishment after punishment after punishment. Why didn't they show those highlights? They should have shown those highlights, but instead they showed these beautiful highlights for Anthony Smith, and gave him a nice send off. After being a dead body for about the last 3 to 4 years, taking L's after L's after L's, on short notice, making excuses that he's, the reason why he's losing is because he's taking these fights on short notices. But then again, he's taking 4, 5, 6 fights on short notice. The fuck are you talking about? Guys, my head hurts. And yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, are you really serious? The UFC gave him a beautiful send off. It didn't even give Stipe Miocic anything. Nothing. Not a fucking trailer, or hashtag or nothing. The level of disrespect, guys. The level of disrespect. If you're not sucking dick in the UFC, they're not gonna give you anything. Strickland and Izzy would have been a crazy one, especially how Izzy wants to run it back. What am I telling you guys? What the fuck am I telling you? Look at the level of excitement that came out of my screen right there when I read that. Strickland and Izzy would have been a crazy one, especially how Izzy wants to run it back. Look how excited you sounded. It makes me excited. All right, but unfortunately, like I said, the UFC know what they're doing, and they didn't do that. Instead, they gave us trash, trash. But he didn't think of using a dog. Goggins trying to make Izzy hard again. Oh man, I saw that. I saw that, man. I saw Adesanya training with Strickland. I saw Adesanya training with Goggins, and the first thing that I thought of was Tony Ferguson training with Goggins. And if you're training with Goggins, that's where you go. You know what I mean? To take some more L's. The Mile Legend Stipe beat is such a understatement. Yeah, tell me about it, man. Tell me about it. But you know what I mean? If you're not sucking dick, then you know you're not gonna get the proper send off. Uh, no one would have cared if Anthony Smith stayed humble. Yeah, I don't know about Anthony Smith, man. Honestly, I don't know about the guy. Um, like I said, when it comes to commentating and you know you know analyzing these fights, he's really good. He's really good at doing that. He has some some key points that I'll be like, oh wow, he knows what he's talking about. You know what I mean? He actually pays attention because a lot of these fucking commentators don't. So he's good in that aspect, man. But you gotta be a realistic man, and fighting is just not. He doesn't need to fight anymore. I could say that much. Sean fell off, bro. I thought he was the next big thing after the Izzy fight. I knew he wasn't. You know what I mean? I knew he wasn't. I knew it. He doesn't have anything that's like uh, what can I say? He doesn't have anything that's really spectacular that you can say, oh wow, nobody's gonna beat that guy. You know what I mean? Sean's only losses after Izzy are DDP. That's not terrible, man. Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, we shall see. We shall see how Strickland bounces back. You know what I mean? We shall see. He's taking some L's. Now he is hating on some grandpa. No, but he had the personality. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. I could agree with you on that one. I could agree with you on that one. Yes, 100%. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello. How you doing? How are you doing? But after losing to Imarov, giving him the Strickland fight would be Dana White privilege. I don't give a damn. I want to watch that fight. Strickland versus Adesanya. Book it. Book it. Yeah, his aura took a loss. I guess so. Who is the next big thing in UFC? The next big thing in the UFC. Um, you know who that is, guys. You know who that is. That's remember the name Belal Muhammad. y'all, gonna, y'all gonna kill me on the chat, bro. Oh man. No hablos inglés. He said, James said, who? Oh my God. Oh my God, that's hilarious. What's your thoughts on Khabib saying Ilya don't deserve title shot? Look, guys, I agree with it. You know what I mean? I agree with that. You know, I mean, I agree. You know, Ilya is a great fighter. But yeah, you know, there's other fights that the UFC could have booked for Ilya, but unfortunately, Ilya is playing the card that you know that he was promised the championship title fight. Um, so unfortunately, that's what it is. That's what it is right there. I thought Hasbullah ate that guy. Yeah, Ilya legit wasted a belt. Such an idiotic thing to do. I mean, he said he couldn't make the weight anymore, man. He said he was having trouble making the weight. You know what I mean? And he probably was. He probably was. I mean, they're saying he walks around at like 190, 192. That's a big boy to be going down to 145, man. That's a lot of weight cutting off. So if he was having trouble, going down, to that weight, then more power to him. Move up. You don't remember that, do you? No, 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 no. I do. UFC promised everyone a fight. Like years saying he got promised title. I think they only offered him that because UFC thought Lopez was going to win, and since him and Yuri have the rival, it'll sell. Yeah, probably, probably. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, for Yair Rodriguez to actually think that he was going to get a title shot after winning, against Pitbull, that's ridiculous, bro. That's the most ridiculous thing you could ever say. I mean, Yair Rodriguez has been taking L's, bro. Okay? So for him to even think about, he should have known the UFC was lying to him right straight to his face, bro. You know what I mean? I mean, there's no fucking way you get a title shot after, taking an L and then beating Pitbull. There's just no way. I have not seen him fight. Gotcha, gotcha. Khabib, don't send location. Yeah, you think he was getting a title shot is crazy. Yeah, man. I don't know how Yair thought he was getting a title shot. Yeah, I mean that whoever promised him that must have been like on hella drugs. You know what I mean? They must have been confused. You know what I mean? They must have been inebriated. They must have been, just not understanding how reality works. Because I mean, that's some crazy shit right there, bro. Craziness, man. Yeah, this is I don't know. That's craziness right there. I'm right now. I'm looking at the rankings. And I'm just like, man, why didn't the UFC make better fight, man? Why make Dustin and I still don't understand the Dustin and Max fight. I'm just I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. Who you think headlines UFC 318? Probably DDP Chimaev. What is it? Eubank versus Ben. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean UFC 317. Yeah, UFC 317. Probably. Let me see. UFC 317. I don't know. I don't know, man. UFC is dry right now. UFC is dry right now. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, uh, it's just right now there's a UFC recession, and Yeah. Khabib revolutionized the UFC. Okay. All right. That's all right. That's a statement. You don't watch anything other than UFC? No, I watch the UFC. I watch some PFL sometimes. I watch some kickboxing like Glory. What else? I watch I watch basketball, but only my Knicks. I only watch my Knicks, and I watch hockey when I could catch it. But I only catch my Rangers, and that's about it. That's pretty much all in one of what I like to watch and keep my eye on. You feel me? He made it popular. No entiendo nada. Well, that's okay, man. That's okay. It's all right if you don't understand. You know what I mean? It's all right. You know what I mean? Just understand that you don't have to understand. You know what I mean? Some shit is not made for people to understand. You heard? So yeah. I don't know what I just said there, but yeah, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, guys. Okay, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. It takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it, guys. Okay. But yeah. Khabib's legacy is weak compared to Islam, Volk, and Izzy. Oh man, that's a tough statement to say, man. That's a tough statement to say right there, bro. Wow. That's a tough statement to say, man. Holy crap. Somebody said Khabib's career is a joke. That's crazy. That's a crazy statement, bro. Oh my gosh. Can't believe that was said. Alright, don't jump the guy on the chats. Don't jump on the guy on the chats, okay? But not Volk. A heavyweight title fight would have been good for 317, but no movement in that division. You said a heavy. You said I literally almost punched the hell out of the camera, bro. You said a heavyweight fight would have been nice for the UFC 317, Mars. Are you out of your mind, Mars? What are you talking about? That division is in shambles, okay? There's nobody in that division, all right? There's nobody there, okay? Nobody. I don't want to see nothing happen in the heavyweight division. Nothing at all. Zero. Craziness, man. Islam surpassed Khabib already. Damn. Somebody fired shots. Somebody's firing shots. Oh, fuck. Islam surpassed Khabib already? Oh my gosh. Shots fired. Shots fired. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. This is crazy. The craziness that goes on in the chat. I said what I said. Oh, damn. Somebody's throwing haymakers out there, bro. And they're trying to land every haymaker at 100% power, okay? He is throwing haymakers. He's not giving a fuck about the rounds. He's not giving a fuck about any game plan. Okay, James is out here throwing haymakers. All right, and he don't give a damn about any son of a bitch. All right, it's just the craziness that's happening in the chats right now, man. No way he did say that. He did. Just a copy of a copy. That's nuts. Oh my gosh. Oh man. The violence that's happening right now. Tia was looking nice, but too many losses. Tia Tovasa, I don't know about that. I agree with that too. I agree with that too. Islam, he has a better portfolio. Oh my gosh, they are. Oh man, James just started a whole new jit. Holy shit, somebody agreed with him, man. Somebody agreed with him and said he has a better portfolio. Talking about Islam and Khabib. Wow. You can't compare Khabib to Izzy. Oh, fuck. Somebody said you can't compare Khabib to Izzy. Holy shit. Khabib is Khabib because of McGregor. Oh my god. They are throwing haymakers in the chat right fucking now. Holy shit. Somebody just said Khabib is Khabib because of McGregor. Holy shit. Ring the bell. Ring that fucking bell. Holy shit. Oh my god. Somebody just threw a haymaker and it landed. Holy shit. Khabib is Khabib because of McGregor. Oh man, the craziness. I cannot believe the craziness. That's my point. There's nothing happening in the heavyweight division, so they should make something happen. I agree with you, Mars, but what are they gonna have? What's gonna happen? What is the day? What's Dana White gonna do? All right, he's definitely not gonna fight. He's not. He's definitely not gonna sign Ngannou. You know, the fight to make is sign Ngannou, bring him back into the UFC, and let Ngannou, cause havoc to your top 5 UFC fighters. But he won't do it. All right. Guaranteed Ngannou knocks out all your top 5 fighters, including Tom Aspinall, and then he goes out there and fights, John Jones. That sounds exciting. But the UFC is not going to do shit about that, all right? The only thing we might see is maybe another Ultimate Fighter with, heavyweights in it. Or maybe we get a Dana White, traveling the world with Matt Serra looking for heavyweights. That's probably the best they're going to do. Come to Dagestan 2 to 3 years and become a professional hugger. Oh my gosh. They are you guys are going out of hand. You guys are really just you guys are just ruthless out there. You guys are walking around with a fucking shovel, ready to bury someone. If Conor knew how to wrestle, Khabib would have lost. Wow. That's a statement right there. If Conor knew how to wrestle, Khabib would have lost. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Khabib was more wrestler. Islam actually stands with some fighters. Okay, okay, I could agree with that. I mean, Khabib quit because he knew he would have fallen off just like Izzy, but at least Izzy stayed. That's a tough argument. That's a tough argument. You know what I mean? That is a tough argument. I don't know why he stayed. I really don't. Khabib fought cans other than Drunk Gagger, Dustin, then Justin. Then he dipped. Okay. All right. Okay. Don't mess with African French person. All right. All right. I definitely won't, guys. Man, you guys are going haymakers over there. You guys are throwing haymakers in the chat, just trying to knock someone out here, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. Whew, the whole Khabib thing. You guys really went in on that one, huh? You really went in on that one. Guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel, okay? Big meaty hooks. Yeah, man. You guys were throwing just, you know what I mean? Platinum Mike Perry type hooks. Just trying to just knock somebody out. You know what I mean? It was just not looking right. It was crazy. It was crazy. The craziness that was going on. I was just like, oh my gosh. I gotta stay out of this. I gotta stay out of this. I don't know what's going on here. You know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? I didn't know what was going to be the next statement, you know, but I was waiting. I was waiting on pins and needles. I was. Oh, guys. But yeah, guys, I've been on here for about an hour now. Okay, made it to the hour mark, and I think I'm done for the day. I'll probably get back on tonight. I'll probably do another live tonight. There's other few things that I do want to talk about specifically, you know. But the UFC dry right now, man. Mars, Khabib has more aura than Islam, but on paper their wins are similar. Islam arguably has better opponents. Okay, okay, that's a good argument. That's a good argument to make. I can't really disagree with you on that one. I agree with you. I agree with you on that one. You know, yeah, I have my opinion when it comes to Khabib. I do. But yeah, I do have my opinions when it comes to Khabib. But anyways, guys, if Alquenta had a full camp, I feel Khabib would have lost. Every time Khabib is brought up, I always say, who did Khabib, you know, who did Khabib beat to get his lightweight belt? It was the realtor Alquenta. Alquenta was the hardest fight. It literally was. It literally was. But anyways, guys, like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Okay? Like I always say, it takes minimal effort to give me the thumbs up, so you might as well do it. All right, I appreciate each and every single one of you for supporting independent MMA media. I really appreciate that from the bottom of my corazon. All right, really do. But anyways, guys, I'm out of here, all right? You guys have a good one. You guys have a blessed one. And, you know, it's Monday, so start off the week really, really strong. You know, kick the shit out of it. And, you know, come into Tuesday feeling strong. You already know what it is, guys. Like and subscribe. I'm out of here. Until next time, y'all.